This is my radiator install. Before I had my radiator just sitting beside my computer on the table here, so I decided to mount it to my computer, the back of the computer. So there you can see it's a Swiftech radiator, and there you can see the clamps that I used to mount it. So there's this one long clamp, and then there's these two smaller clamps. One I'm pointing to, and there's one right underneath this clamp. And the other hardware that I used to mount it are these two screws that go right into the threads that are in the radiator. And then there's some washers, and then rubber washers. And then under here is, on these two clamps, there's two nuts and bolts. One nut and bolt right here, holding these two clamps together. And then there's another nut and bolt right here holding the clamp on this side to the case. And there's one of these clamps, or one of these brackets right underneath this one. And this clamp here, or this bracket here, is really long, so it goes straight down. And the way it's clamped is exactly the same in this long slot. This one's clamped into this slot here, and then underneath this slot goes further down, and it clamps. And here you can see where it's bolted to the case. There's one of the bolts right there, and there's a hole in the case here. I guess it's for a fan that I'm not using here. And then there's a metal washer and a rubber washer. And then underneath, you can see underneath there's the other one, the second bolt below. So it's a sturdy mount so far. I'm kind of worried about these two screws because all they're screwing into is the threads that are in this in the case of the radiator. So in the future, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get some nuts to go on the bottom and just screw the nuts underneath, and that will provide added strength for this, because this is all that's holding the radiator right now. Some other comments are the reason that I wanted to mount the radiator flat like this is so that when the pump pushes the water, it's not going against gravity. The coolant or water comes straight into the pump here, just goes around the coils and then back out. So I could have mounted the radiator vertically, but I think that would have been more wear on the pump, because the water has to be pumped quite a bit higher and then come down. So that's why I decided to mount the radiator this way. So if you look at the whole case, it looks pretty cool, I think. And it's in the back there, so it's out of the way. And it's out of the way of all the cables, which are lower, like all my USB cables and everything are underneath, so it doesn't interfere with any of those cables. So it's with the supplied hardware that you get with the radiator, the Swiftech radiator. It's not too difficult to mount it, depending on, you know, the back of your case and things like that. And I'll show you what it looks like now with when I put the back of the case on. Tricky holding me. Okay, so there it is with the there you can see my computer case and the radiator mounted on the back, so it looks pretty good. So yeah, and try to show it from different angles. There you can see the bracket from the top. And you can see, there you can see it from the side, you can see the two brackets, one on top of the other, that are mounted into the, try to remove some of these wires so you can see better. There you can see it, how it's mounted there. So yeah, that's basically my mounting my radiator to the back of my case, my HTPC case. So thanks for watching.